Assalamualaikum. Hi guys, this is Fira. So today I'm going to do my very first topic for my travel vlog, and I'm going to share a lot of travel tips since I'm working in travel agency. So I think I have a lot of information that it could help you guys. I'm going to share my very own personal experience. I hope that going to help you guys a lot. Okay, so we talk about what are we going to talk today. So today's topic I'm going to share on how to manage your travel budget. Okay, on before we proceed to go on how to manage your budget or how to plan your travel budget, so first thing first, you cannot ask other people who have traveled to the place that you want to go. Okay, you cannot compare and ask them, Fira, kau pergi Jakarta berapa kau pergi Korea berapa ya? How much? So you shouldn't do that, because the time that she went there wasn't the same time that you are going to go in the future. It could be a differentiate in terms of currency fluctuations, hotel bookings, what else? Airfare. So a lot of things that could included during that situation. So please next time do not ask your friend to share their travel budget, because it's going to make yourself feel intimidated with the budget. So it could makes you feel like if they go very cheaper, which is during the low season, and you go into a peak season, so you have to understand and compare your baby, and don't compare I have to compare apple to apple. Oh my god. Okay, sorry guys. Okay guys, sorry for a little distraction just now because my fur baby want my attentions. Okay, so first thing first, we are going to move the first point of on how to manage your travel budget. So to manage your travel budget, you have to identify the travel periods. So when you want to go, you have to make sure you are not going to travel on public holidays, and also a peak season like school holidays. So big no for that. It's going to be like bloody hell everything. I mean, like the airfares, the hotels, and yeah, because of the peak surcharge. Okay, so once you have your travel dates, you already decide how many days that you're going to spend due to your own free time, because some of you guys might not allow to have a long holiday. Some might allow to go for a long holiday, so it depends on that too. The longer that you're going to stay is much more money that you're going to spend. Okay, so once you have decided your fares and travel dates, so the first the airfares is already settled. So the second one, you're going to decide on which locations of your accommodation. So normally a city district is much more expensive because it's easy access to most of the places, right? So if in the suburban area, it's much more cheaper. But if the suburban area have the public transport access to, so you could consider that, because it could help to save the budget. Okay, so we have several types of accommodation, which we have hotels. It could be in city district or also the suburban area. And then the second one, Airbnbs. which is more convenient for a group of friends and also a family. So if you go for four of you guys in a group, so you can divide within of yourself. It could help. And also if you are using Airbnbs, you can do your own meals, because some of the Airbnbs are allowed to cook. Okay, so once you have and then sometimes like myself, I stay with the locals, okay, because it's much cheaper if you know someone. Okay, how to stay with the locals? Normally I make a lot of friends, a different type of medium. So I go into like Interpols, couch surfing. So when I meet international friends over the places, so I might ask them to allow me to stay with them. So it could help you to cut your budget on accommodations. But if you are traveling with some of your friends and family, I think that is not really a good way. So if you are solo travelers, that is really recommended. But you have to identify if it's really legit and it can be trusted. Next is the transportation method. So once you have determined the transportation, the accommodation, you already know what kind of transportations that you're going to use. So some of you guys want to use the public transportation like buses, trains, or if sometimes you might want to use a bike. It depends, okay? So but when you want to use your transportation method, you have to identify the destinations of the places. I mean like the places of interest that you're going to go from places to another places. So if it's further, you want to check how much the fare is. So that's why it's really important. Once you already make your purchase of the flight, you have to make your itinerary already. So you have to identify which locations and attractions that you want to visit. So normally I will do it on Excel sheet. First is for itinerary, and second is for the budget. So budget is going to be how much of the expenses that you're going to keep on track. Alright, once you have decided your transportation, some of transportations they have like a transportation card, which is much cheaper. For example, Shinkansen, Japan train, the fast train, that one, they have like, if you spend for if you're going to stay there about 7 days, they have a package rate for 7 days, so you can purchase that, but you can compare a different site. So you shouldn't buy on the that Shinkansen website only. You can go to another website on the third party that could be offer you much cheaper, but make sure, be careful, it could be a scammer website. So yeah, maybe you can research on Klook or KKday, sometimes they offer that. So yeah, next you're going to have your social media updates. Some of you guys want to, hello guys, I'm currently in Australia, okay, something like that. So yeah, so you need a mobile data for that. Some of you guys are going to use like the, what you call that, the pocket Wi-Fi, so you can easier to if you are traveling in a group, it could be cheaper. You can share with your friends for that, and it depends on how many packages, so you can compare which are the best rates for that. And then I would recommend you guys to use a local SIM card, but local SIM card in Indonesia are not allowed anymore. They are going to a ask the local citizens to use one ID, one SIM card only, because there are a lot of like macam scammers, something like that. So they are very strict on the local SIM card for that. So why I'm going to recommend you using a local SIM card, because it's easier for you guys to keep in touch by calling. So when you want to call, it's much faster. So when you text, it could be if you want text, it's okay if you want to update for a social media. But if you need to call, because I don't really like to use WhatsApp call. Sometimes the signal is not really good enough. So yeah, I would really love to use the normal calls. If you are using your own roaming, it's okay if you have that budget. But if you really on the tight budget, 38 ringgit per day is really expensive. With 500 MBs, it's not worth it if you like delete and upload all the time. Okay, so okay, for example, when I went to the Taipei last time, so they have package. So if you're going to spend there about like a week in Taipei, so they have a SIM card package for a tourist card. Oh yeah, the transportation also have the tourist pass too, so you can buy that, okay? So tourist SIM card for 7 days, so you can buy that. It's much cheaper. So if you want to, you have your local friends, it's much easier for you to keep in touch and stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm going to recommend you guys. Sometimes you have to understand that local SIM card is much cheaper from the pocket Wi-Fi. So you have to compare. So you have to make a very deep research on that. But if you are lazy, it's not other people's fault. When they are more cheaper, so you have to be smart, okay? Once you already determine the SIM cards and stuff, so of course we have the places of interest entrance fees. So yeah, once you are going to visit a place, you have to make a research if that places need an entrance fees. When the entrance fees is cheaper, then it's okay. Sometimes they are free, sometimes a lot expensive. So sometimes you want to avoid to go to the places that are very expensive. But if you really aim to go there, it's okay for you guys to spend on, because you travel there for once. If you have extra money, then you can come again, repeat it. Okay, normally when I want to purchase the entrance fees, I will go to KKday Club or a lot of websites that can offer you for the cheaper entrance fees, instead of you going to the very own website of the places. If you are going to visit the wildlife park, for example the Karambin Wildlife Park, the website itself, it might be sell expensive, but if you go to the club, sometimes it's offered more cheaper because they have a promotion codes or something. Okay guys, so once you already identify the entrance fees that you're going to spend, okay, you also need to make sure if the country need visa or not. Okay, some of you guys maybe, for example, the past few years, like 5 years ago, when I went to New Zealand, there is no visa applicable for Malaysian. But since recent years, 2019, New Zealand applies visa for most passport holders around the world, for example, included Malaysian. So if you are traveling there, you have to understand, if your friends ask, for example, if my friends ask me, if you're, when you went to Australia, how much, so I'm going to say like this and this. So you have to understand that when I went there, it was different in terms of currency converter and visa, because back then it doesn't apply any visa for Malaysian. So so for the currency fluctuations back then, it might be a bit expensive, like 3 ringgit for $1 New Zealand dollar, or nowadays it's like 2 ringgit 60 cent for $1 New Zealand dollar. So it depends, or back then was cheaper, so currently it's more higher, so it's vice versa. That's why I told you guys you cannot compare with your friend's budget. So once you already identified the visa if needed or not, for example, if China, sometimes the visa might be increases, the visa fees might be increases. So India also need visa, so yeah, you have to do research on visa. Next, you're going to buy your travel insurance. This one is really important. If you're going to travel by Asia, you have to understand that Tune insurance, is it Tune? I don't remember, sorry if I was wrong. It's only cover for bag delay or something, so it's different if you buy travel insurance in different company. Okay, so you can go find it and compare with Etika, AIG, AXA, MSIG, or so and so, yada yada. Okay, because you have to understand, when you are traveling, you got into an accident, if you are using car rental or something, the travel insurance will help you to cover it. Okay, it's really important because you are not rich. How much do you earn and you're going to pay all that? So don't do that. Okay, so it's okay for you to spend a little bit of money even though you are not claiming it, but you don't ever have the regrets or resentment feelings on buying the travel insurance. Don't ever think that alah, pergi sekejap je pun, tak perlulah insurance. Once you know something emergencies that happen to you, then you will regret forever. Trust me. So I handled a lot of cases with involved some death also when you travel. So don't do that. Okay, so it's really important, the travel insurance, to buy. And because when you got into an accident, you have to understand, you have to upfront your money first. Once you come back to Malaysia, only you can claim. So you have to submit all the reports and all the receipts, the original receipts, most of it. So you have to send, and it could take up to 30 days to get your money back. Okay, please be patient for that. Okay, next, once you already purchase whatever necessary is, you are going to change your money at the money changer. Okay, it's really important. Some of you guys need to identify and need to calculate how much the current selling rates. So you can go to some money changer websites and compare and check the current rates, because it could change from every hours, you know, because it's include worldwidely, globally, the rates. So if you are going to spend a lot of money cash, I suggest you have to go to the money changer that offers you a much more cheaper selling rates. It could help you a little bit of penny, but at least the penny worth a lot for you guys. And then once you have done change your money, make sure when you want to change, you have the contingency money. Like I said before, the contingency money is just for the upfront money if you are got into an accident. So of course, in different cases in Malaysia, if you have your own medical cards and you got into it, you got admitted to hospitals, and once you register and you inform your agents that you got into an accident, they will pay everything. You don't have to pay anything, a penny. But in different cases, when you travel to a different countries, you're going to spend your own money first. So sometimes it's really important you have to have own credit cards, so because you have to cover as well. But it's really dangerous to use credit cards, okay? So so that's the contingency money. But if you saving and not using it, then you can convert it back. But of course you're going to be a loss a bit, because when the money changer buy it, so it's much more cheaper than the one that you purchased last time. Okay, so for whoever have a problem of shopping, shopaholic, so I think most of you guys having like, oh my god, that is so pretty, I'm going to have your baby. So don't do that, okay? Every time you go into the shop and you're going to shop everything, don't do that. You're going to broke as alright. I'm not going to curse inside on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so control yourself. Your budget is within your limitations, okay? You have to control your desire. Okay, so guys, I think that's all. If you really think that I need to add in more, maybe I have missed out something, or you want I to do some more other topics, or you want to suggest me another new topics or something, please comment down below. Don't forget, okay? And don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and thank you guys for watching this. I really appreciate it. Love you.